be sure to go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. It's a good deal and helps with the show, as does going to the Grizzly Gentleman and using the same promo code for 10% off at checkout. What is up, Planeswalkers? Derek6 back with some more black screen, aka MTG Arena. Today we're going to hop into a deck that I've been trying to get to work for a little bit. I never have, and why does it say Commander? This is a standard deck. I had Yorion in the initial version, but I guess because Gyruda's in here. Alright, cool. This game is stupid. Yeah, it's Titan's Nest Dredge deck. I didn't know what to play today, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just put this together. Because I figured people didn't want Stone Shard in the OG slot today, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this instead. 4, Merfolk Secretkeeper. A really fast way of milling ourselves for 4, and has a nice, decent body for us to block with. 4 Narcomoebas, it comes out free on Dredge, which is very nice, and then once it dies again, we can use it, we can exile it with Titan's Nest to pay for more things. 4 Mire Triton. Dredges some things, has Death Touch, so it blocks really nicely, and of course you get to gain 2 life. Helpful against those aggressive decks. Skull Prophet, 2 mana, 3/1. Either it can accelerate us into one of our 4 drops, which is frankly why we're playing so many, or it can just continually put in some nice stuff into our graveyard. Gorging Vulture, once again, it put things into our graveyard. Also it has flying, but really most importantly it gains a little bit of life as well. A little bit of Monica in my life. 23 creatures, and 24 lands. 1 Atris, like, initially, as I said, I had this as a Yorion deck, because Yorion may be able to, like, re-flicker a bunch of these ETB effects, but with the recent change, I mean, like, technically, I could have played the Yorion version, but it was slightly less consistent, getting my Narcomoebas and Creeping Chills, so I cut down. I'll show you the other version in a second. A single Atris is just generally decent. It can put stuff into a graveyard, which is fine, because we tend to use that. 2 Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, essentially the main win condition of this deck. Technically speaking, the true win condition is meant to be Syr Konrad with Command the Dreadhorde, or Lotleth Giant, or something like that, but let's face it, I'm just going to mill myself a lot, and hope that my Jace is alive for me to draw a card. 4 Creeping Chills. It's free damage. 2 Tamiyos. She makes it so our opponent can't force us to do things that we don't want to do, and we can rebuy a Jace if we mill both of them, or rebuy a bunch of things, which is nice. She also looks for things while dumping stuff into our graveyard, which is great. 4 Titan's Nest. It's essentially Surveil every upkeep, but also it makes everything have Dredge. It's fucking great. 1 Syr Konrad for fun shenanigans where we're putting things into and out of our graveyard. 1 Cavalier of Thorns to just be a strong card generally, and also be able to get back cards from our graveyard that have been sent there that we don't have access to right now. 1 Lotleth Giant as a fun way to just murder the opponent, and 1 Command the Dreadhorde as a fun way to murder the opponent by taking everything and giving nothing. This is our mana base. Look, it's trash. Okay, I understand it's trash. These are just a bunch of cards that I considered playing but didn't. And Titan's Dredge 2. This is the Yorion version. I'm just going to show you what the Yorion version is. It has essentially just like what these 2 added, and then a lot of these extra, because the deck plans on being around a bit longer, but I didn't love it, so we're doing the scaled down version, and we're just going into play mode. No reason to do anything too nonsensical. On to the Discord questions. Well, the Bible asks, if you could create a plane to have a set made around, how would you make the plane, and what would it be like? If I were to make a plane... So, hilariously, I'd been talking with a friend of mine a long time ago, when we were still in college, about making a Magic set. And one of my main design things that I wanted to have is a group of white-aligned... I think it was even white-black-aligned characters that were essentially like the pristine upper class of society that Gyruda, okay, that wanted to like maintain this like this pure city-esque visage, and that essentially became we gotta eat that away, the conquistador vampires from Ixalan. So I was like, well, that's gone. They were gonna be core though. I really like the core. There aren't a ton of planes that the core exist on. Here, I think I'm going to yeet down the Skull Prophet. Get some of that stuff going. Obviously, Gyruda could be an issue in, like, milling myself, but... Naturalist. Let's see. What do I want to do here? I think I'm going to Mire Triton Skull Prophet Temple. Do I want to attack here? I don't think I want to attack here. No, getting 3 damage I don't think matters. I could be wrong. Tempo first, actually. Eat that. We'll pass. Okay. So essentially, I would essentially just try to have, like, my favorite things going on. I want the core. But a lot of the times, the way core have been portrayed has essentially been, we're going to have some, either they've been, like, scoundrels, or, the Zendikar core are, like, scouts and shit like that. Ooh, hello. Let's see. Play Gorging Vulture. I don't need to play Jace just yet. I'm almost certainly attacking with my Mire Triton, so I might as well do that first. Get a little bit of dabblage in there. Yeah, we'll go ahead and Gorging Vulture. You don't love to see it. Sure. I'll enter. So I'd want core. Another thing that they did in Ixalan is I had blue-green aligned Merfolk, and they were like nature's heralds and shit. So I think the thing is, I would want to do something like super strange and whatnot. So I'd like to see like super evil core that are still like high society or whatnot. Mono blue elves I would find very interesting, but it'd be difficult for me to figure out how to do. How many cards are my fucking 35? I think I'm gonna Tamiyo. I can Tamiyo and grab Lotleth Giant, or I can just Tamiyo Titan's Nest. Tamiyo Titan's Nest, I think.
I would like to test a new hypothesis with you. I follow the tracks of the wise.
Yeah. Cool. Opponent has been missing some land drops. We'll see if they, I just realized this is a sultai deck. Oh wait, they might just be Simic. I'm not very smart. I forgot this is hybrid. So they can be playing non-creatures. Do we see something like a Nissa here? 1, 2, 3. That would cost 5, so they can't do that yet. Kogla. Okay. That's a human. Find my Skull Prophet. That's fine. Got another Creeping Chill. Always nice to have.
Seek and find.
Trying to figure out if I want to play Titan's Nest here. Block. Or I guess block. Killing this is slightly more important, I think. 3 mana. So they can play Gyruda. Okay, so unless some pretty bad shenanigans occurs, they shouldn't be able to mill me this turn. They could. I guess at that point the question really is, am I able to sufficiently mill myself? But if they flicker Gyruda, then it helps me more. They're gonna flicker Kogla. Makes sense. Kill Triton? Vulture, probably? Triton kills your Kogla. Sure. I mean, they're on 9. So they are on 9. I should be able to just kill them with Lotleth Giant. So Secretkeeper mill myself. Yeah, okay. That should be sufficient. Get my Lotleth Giant back. And I have 10 creatures in the graveyard.
I have learned much from my ancestors.
Land. I have to do this each time? I can't just select all of them. This is ridiculous. Well, I'll be here for a few moments. There we go. My opponent has 3 mana. I don't... And this only hits colored, so... Or only creatures, so... Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to build a set. Yeah, I don't know. It's too difficult. So many things would go into it. I won a game, though. That's cool. Epic several numbers asks if are you constantly wishing Ornithopter was legendary so it could be a commander? No. No, I'm not. If you want a really cheap commander, there's always Isumaru. And with Isumaru, you even get the ability to use the colored mana. So. Phazon Hunter. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting Phazon. I'm hunting Phazon Day. Check. No. What would it be? Electric Rain. Some will fry and others transistor. I can't do it. Play a Temple of Malady. Yorn's supposed to be there. I'll keep this on top because I would. Not only would I like to draw this, I would like to not draw more of those things. I'm probably going to Skull Prophets. The hell is my opponent doing? Skull Prophet can give me mana while also just being a dude. Skull Prophet also could die, but meh. So they're on Gruul something. It's aggressive Gruul. So I believe what I'm gonna do then is Mire Triton. Hey, hell yeah, baby! Gain some more of that life. Gained even more life. Who doesn't love it? Do one of these. Keep that on top. Keep that on top. And just pass. It doesn't mean I'm not going to use my Skull Prophet next turn, but or this turn rotation, but man, it's fine. Can Mire Triton to block this? They have a combat trick. Just Bone Crusher Giant, that's fine. I have another Mire Triton. Although I realize I can't play it. So I think what I'm going to do then is play Mire Triton and Narcomoeba. Yeah, I don't need to play Titan's Nest that fast. Especially since I only have 4 cards in my library right now, so it's probably just going to be a lot more of this. See if they attack, they choose not to. Do I play Syr Konrad? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play Syr Konrad now. Obviously they might kill it, but meh and whatnot. So if they play lands, they play it untapped, so if they go straight to attackers, this very likely means an Embercleave. Cool. They just attack with Questing Beast. I'm not gonna block. I think. Well, that's interesting. I think I'm gonna Titan's Nest here and play Gorging Vulture. Although, I guess technically this could have blocked that, but meh. Not great. This can still chump this. My opponent very possibly still has an Embercleave. Yorgis asks, can we see more Commander content? Maybe Pauper Commander, for example. There will be more Commander content on the channel. I'm just a bum who is lazy, who hasn't gotten around to making more Commander content. Pauper Commander is less likely, just because there aren't really any Pauper Commander decks that I'm interested in playing, nor are there really any other content creators who are making Pauper Commander decks. That's unfortunate. But it's fine, I guess. I don't technically need it. That's it, obvious. Honestly, I think I'm just going to do this. The next turn, I can Command the Dreadhorde on some cool stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to do it now, because I don't want to die a horribly painful death. Creeping Chill is always a help in these matchups. This amount of blockers, I'll go ahead and hit them in the air. Do I just go on the offensive here? If they attack me in Embercleave, that's 10, 14 damage, I go to 5. I would put them, let's say I attack with Mire Triton, they don't block. I put them to 5, and then they wouldn't be able to kill me. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Yeah, I mean, they're at 10, I'm still near 20. It does make my Command the Dreadhorde possibly weaker, but even if I'm able to just grab their Questing Beast or something, then that's pretty decent. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is a reasonable attack. Could be wrong. Second question. What about the idea of custom cards series with review of it? There's not many videos about it on YouTube, plus with the first question you can make Commander DeckTech around some interesting legendary creatures with unique mechanic or archetype. I don't really love custom cards all that much. Oh, hell yeah, dude. When the Gruul opponent is on defense, you're in a pretty decent spot. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of custom cards in terms of, like, actually making content around them. I like custom cards for, like, the mechanical ideas and novelties that they can bring into discussion of things. Cool, I win. But, generally speaking, it's just not something I'm super interested in. Although my opponents could have attacked with just the Questing Beast. I don't know. They weren't dead, is what I'm saying. But they did die, which is great. Krups asks, whatever. Do you think that WotC has gotten more open to RNG cards over the previous 2 blocks, with cards like Haktos and Crystalline Giant as examples? I don't really think so. I think Haktos and Crystalline Giant are both relatively tame examples of RNG. I don't think they're all that odd or bad. Now, I will say they do walk the line. I think going past what they do would probably be leading to some potential issues here. So we're going against the Lurrus deck. We're going to go ahead and keep this. Play this on turn 1, this probably on turn 2. Yeah. Interesting. Ginger Brute. This is the hexproof deck, I believe. The enchantment deck. Runs like this, some other enchantments, and or some other artifacts, as well as that one card whose name I can't recall. Don't love the Narcomoeba. Nice. That Creeping Chill is helpful. And that's one of the things I really do love about Creeping Chills, is that they potentially give you 12 life, right? Like that is no small boon. Sure. Interesting. I think I do just block this here. Although, like, this does give protection, but this just can become unblockable. I'm not sure. There's arguments to be made for either. I am gonna take some damage here. I guess I could have just not done that. Yeah, I could have played this and this. Although one toughness or 1 power at least gives me the ability to kill one of these. So, well, never mind. It's not going to land, unfortunately. Although my line from last game allows me to do this. Unfortunately, don't have anything with haste in the deck, so this is probably going to be a loss. I don't know if I care all that much about Hushbringer. Titan's Nest. When meme decks fight other meme decks, generally the meme deck that's faster is the meme deck that wins. I'm good, thanks. I know I'm not going to get a trigger. It's fine.
am Tamiyo. It is an honor to meet you. Let me aid your research.
The fuck? I guess that was just a scry? That was very strange. Forgot Cavalier had a reach, apparently. Keeping that on top. Because I need some life gain, please. Let's see. 6. We're going to play Syr Konrad first. Get rid of these lands. I'm still gonna try and get... I think I'm still gonna try and get this. Maybe it's better to get... No, this mills me the most. Oh, get utterly fucked, dude. If only you had the Hushbringer. I mean, the Hushbringer wouldn't technically have helped against this, but still. Sure. they just gave up. I've been trying to make this deck for so long, and who knew taking the companions back out, because I didn't start with the companions. Some motherfuckers on stream were like, "Oh, you should have companions." Apparently, taking this shit out made the deck better. Who would have thought the Slim Shady would have been something that you would have bought? Can I use my draft? I don't think I can use this draft token in Cube Draft, which I think is stupid. Regardless, none of these packs are real, unfortunately. I'm going to go ahead and say thank you to my lovely patrons. I'm very surprised that this deck worked out the way that it did, but I'm happy that it worked out. What was the fuck? Oh, right. If you want to join them and support the show, links in the description. Hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, go and tap that like button, add a subscription to your mana pool, cast a comment in the comment section down below, pass the turn, and the video to some of your friends, and until next time, all will be one.